Whew. So on March 15th, a tornado came and devastated our lives, turned our lives upside down. Um, Before the storm, so I'm from here, but I do live in Mobile, Alabama. I was here to stay with my mom. She just got knee replacement done, and she's doing rehab and needed help. So I was going to be here for a couple of weeks. Um, Crazy thing, and really it's just an act of God. I was going to leave Friday, the day before the storm hit. I was going to go back home, and something told me to just stay the weekend, leave Sunday. Thank God I did, or else the events that led up to that day would have been totally different. Um, but I was here with my mom. My sister called because she was looking at the news and she's like, "Y'all need to get in the hallway. There's a tornado coming." I don't know about you, but sometimes older people, they don't like to listen. They know best. We were trying to pull it up on the TV to actually see what was going on, but my sister, she kept pounding on her about, "Mom, you need to get in the hall. The tornado is coming. It's going to touch down soon." And so when we finally got it up on the TV, I saw that we were directly in the middle of it, the trajectory of it. We were smack dab in the middle, and it was going to hit in like less than 10 minutes. It was going to hit. And so my mom, she finally got up. She finally listened, got up, got in the hall. And I had a thought, like, let me call Pumpkin, my cousin who lives up on the hill in the trailer. So let me see if she want to come down here. So I asked my mom, like, "Mom, have you talked to Pumpkin?" She said, "Well, she said she was going to ride the storm out. I talked to her yesterday." I said, "Well, let me hit her up." Hit her up. She said, "Yeah, we on our way right now." And literally, they came about literally a few minutes later, and I let them in the house, and I kind of had a gut wrenching feeling. I have been in a tornado before, and everything outside just looked abnormal, but it looked familiar from my previous experience. And so literally my cousins came in, they sat on the couch for a hot second. They were talking to me and everything, but something just told me to go look out the back door. And on the other side of what used to be my grandmother's house, you could see the tornado. It was ripping through the trees, just a dark cloud, no sound, no nothing. You just saw it coming. And I yelled at them, "Get in the hallway. The tornado is outside. Get in the hallway." We got in the hallway, barely able to cover our heads before the roof was being taken off the house. Like the debris, the roof, me and my little cousin, her son, De'Aaron, we were right up under, my mom's house is 42 years old. It's a very old house. And the HVAC system is old. So there's a ceiling fan in the halls of these homes. And me and my cousin, we were directly under it. And the whole time I'm thinking about him. I'm thinking that, my cousin, my mom, like just the roof falling on us, the ceiling fan crushing us. Because all you see is ceiling fan spinning and the sky. And that's it. And then my mom is screaming, my cousin's screaming. I'm trying to stay calm, but I don't even know what I was doing. I might have been screaming too. But it was truly terrifying. But once the storm was over, we gathered ourselves. We walked out the hall. I thought my dog was dead. I had my dog with me. Couldn't find her, and then saw her little ears poking up under a table. She made it. But we weren't out the woods yet. We realized that my mom's propane tank in the back of her house broke. So the propane was just all over the place. Like the air smelled like gas. And then my sister, who was still on the phone, she said it was another tornado coming. Same path, same everything. And that was like a slap in the face almost, because it's like, well, wow, we're literally made it through this, and here comes another freaking tornado. Same path, same trajectory, same everything, and it's on the way. So we literally have nowhere to go. All of the power lines were down, the trees were down, we were blocked off on both sides. The house was falling down. My vehicle, literally, all of the windows were busted, everything. Like my vehicle wouldn't even turn on. And by the grace of God, my mom's truck, her Durango, the windows were busted, but they weren't busted out. It was still okay enough for us to get inside. And so my cousin, uh, Hunkin and her son, they went trying to get to the highway to get picked up and let somebody know, that we need saving. Like my mom can't walk; she just had knee replacement surgery. We're stuck. And then we have another tornado coming. So time was just not on our side. And me and my mom, we got in the truck. My mom, and my dog got in the truck, just trying to take shelter, and ultimately just bracing ourselves because we know that this tornado is coming. And we said our last prayer, really. Like that was going to be it. But it's just crazy how God put those pieces together, He's a master in that way. Literally, I think maybe 10 or 15 miles from here, the tornado turned. And it didn't come this way. But it did go to another town and destroyed it, which I hate. But at the same time, we would have died probably in this truck if the tornado hadn't turned when it did. So, it's a devastating situation. It's a heart-wrenching situation. But we're so blessed. Like, God really had his hands over us. He really did. Like, he blessed us through this storm with no injuries. Like, maybe a couple of bruises, but no scratches, no broken limbs, no head contusions or anything from the roof falling and everything else falling around us. Like, he had a veil over us the entire time, even in the truck, because the storm could have kept its way, but it didn't. And so I'm thankful. We're thankful. We're thankful for all of the crews and all of the churches and all of the volunteers. Like, you just don't know, like, how grateful all of the victims, all the survivors are for all of the volunteers, because in a matter of a week or so, months of work has been done. So we're just thankful and we're grateful. I said, it was my mom's house, but it was my childhood home. Both homes. My grandmother's house, I grew up in her house. It was painful to see that house go. Like, it was built in the 50s. My grandma patched it up until she passed away, but it's still a home that was for us, and now it's gone. My mom's home is going to be the same. It's something that we literally lived in our whole lives. My mom raised her kids and a grandchild in that home, and now it's gone, but it's just time to start over. And there's nothing wrong with starting over, because we're blessed to be able to start over.